Your brain's energy isn't just about sleep duration. The cortical slow waves during non-REM sleep directly correspond to the brain's process of synaptic homeostasis. These waves, occurring at 0.54 Hz, aren't just a backdrop to rest. They actively renormalize synapses that swell with daily information. An overstretched synapse is like a maxed-out data cable, less effective at transmitting signals. This process happens most effectively within the first few hours of sleep, not uniformly across the night. So, more hours don't equal more energy. The timing of these waves determines optimal synaptic resetting. Misalign these waves, and your morning alertness falters. You might believe early risers have more energy, but it's circadian oscillators, not the hour of waking, that dictate your alertness. Inside your suprachiasmatic nucleus, genes like clock and BMAL1 synchronize your body's internal clock to the 24-hour day. These genes dictate hormonal releases, like cortisol, peaking around 30 minutes after waking. This cortisol awakening response acts like a natural shot of caffeine, priming your brain for action. Altering your sleep schedule by as little as 1 hour can desynchronize these oscillators, leading to feelings of grogginess and impaired cognitive function, regardless of sleep duration. Contrary to popular belief, a power nap isn't a one-size-fits-all energy booster. Its effectiveness depends on the nap's alignment with your ultradian rhythms, cycles lasting about 90 to 120 minutes. Each cycle contains a unique mix of NREM and REM sleep. If you nap during the wrong phase, you risk sleep inertia, the foggy sensation post-nap due to waking from deep sleep. A study from NASA found that a 26-minute nap could enhance performance by 34% when timed correctly. But misalign the phase, and naps could leave you more lethargic than before. Timing, not duration, is paramount. If you think a rigid bedtime keeps your energy steady, think again. Variability in sleep timing impacts energy through its effect on melatonin secretion. Melatonin, produced primarily in the pineal gland, signals the body to initiate sleep. A study by Harvard found that even a 2-hour delay in melatonin onset can disrupt REM sleep, the stage critical for memory consolidation. This stage begins about 90 minutes after you fall asleep and repeats cyclically. Disrupting it affects not just energy, but your ability to process and store information. Your bedtime flexibility could be costing you more than you realize. Contrary to the 8-hour rule, sleep need is individual and genetically influenced. The DEC2 gene mutation allows some to thrive on 6 hours without cognitive deficits. These short sleepers maintain normal neurocognitive function through efficient sleep architecture. Their NREM and REM cycles are naturally compressed, allowing for effective synaptic pruning and neuroplasticity within a shorter timeframe. This contrasts with the average population, requiring 7-9 hours to achieve similar restorative benefits. Sleep duration myths ignore these genetic variations, leading to misconceptions about universal sleep needs. Understanding your genetic sleep architecture is key to optimizing energy. Deep in your neurons, adenosine builds up as you stay awake. This molecule binds to A1 receptors, inhibiting wake-promoting neurotransmitters like dopamine. The longer you're awake, the more adenosine accumulates, creating the sensation of sleep pressure. During sleep, particularly in NREM stages, adenosine is cleared, restoring alertness. Caffeine disrupts this process by blocking these receptors, masking fatigue, but not reducing adenosine levels. A study by Johns Hopkins shows caffeine can delay sleep onset by up to 40 minutes. Understanding adenosine dynamics demystifies why late-day caffeine impacts sleep more than early consumption. It's not just about quantity but timing. While you sleep, the glymphatic system, your brain's waste clearance network, removes neurotoxins like beta-amyloid. This system is 60% more active during sleep compared to wakefulness. Astrocytes, a type of glial cell, regulate this process by altering the size of interstitial spaces, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flush out waste. The efficiency of this process is highest during deep NREM sleep. Disruption in glymphatic clearance is linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Inadequate deep sleep may impede this clearance, leaving your brain foggy and less energetic. This highlights the significance of sleep stages over total sleep duration. At the molecular level, circadian oscillator genes like purr and cry drive your body's rhythms. These genes cycle in a feedback loop every 24 hours, controlling not just sleep but metabolic processes. The purr gene accumulates during the day and degrades at night, informing your body when to sleep. Disruption in this cycle, like from shift work or jet lag, affects not only sleep quality but also hormone regulation. Studies show that misalignment with these cycles increases metabolic disorders risk, demonstrating that these genes profoundly impact more than just sleep patterns. Circadian health is integral for energy management. The cortisol awakening response spikes cortisol levels by 50% within 30 minutes after waking. This surge is orchestrated by the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, preparing your body for the day. The peak is influenced by light exposure. Morning sunlight can amplify this response, increasing alertness. Lack of exposure can dampen the response, leading to morning grogginess. A study from the University of Westminster found that individuals with higher cortisol spikes report feeling more energetic. Understanding this physiological response helps explain why consistent wake times enhance energy more effectively than variable schedules. REM sleep, occurring every 90 minutes, is crucial for memory consolidation. During REM, the brain strengthens neural connections related to procedural memory, such as learning new skills. This process is regulated by acetylcholine, which modulates synaptic plasticity. Harvard research shows that REM deprivation impairs memory retention by up to 40%. REM also influences emotional resilience, as it processes emotions and stressors encountered during the day. This stage is essential for both cognitive and emotional energy, highlighting why disruptions can leave you feeling mentally drained despite adequate sleep duration. Chronic sleep debt and acute deprivation affect your brain differently. Chronic debt, accumulating over weeks, alters the prefrontal cortex, impairing decision-making and attention. Polysomnography studies show that even moderate sleep restriction, about 5 hours per night for a week, can produce cognitive deficits akin to 0.1% blood alcohol levels. Acute deprivation, like pulling an all-nighter, impacts the thalamus, reducing alertness and reaction times. The brain's ability to recover from acute deprivation is faster, but chronic debt has lasting consequences, underscoring the importance of consistent sleep patterns. It's not just about how much you lose, but how often it's lost. Sleep tracking apps often claim to optimize rest, yet they lack the precision of polysomnography. While apps can estimate sleep cycles, they can't measure brainwave activity or differentiate between sleep stages. Research from Stanford shows that consumer wearables have a 69% accuracy compared to polysomnography. Misinterpretations can lead to misguided sleep habits, like unnecessary waking during REM. The reliance on inaccurate data can skew perceptions of good sleep, leading individuals to chase metrics rather than focusing on genuine restfulness. The gap between perceived and actual sleep quality highlights the limits of tech-driven solutions. The wellness industry touts various supplements for sleep, yet peer-reviewed literature often tells a different story. Melatonin is widely promoted, but lacks efficacy beyond jet lag or circadian misalignment. High doses can desensitize receptors, decreasing natural production. A study in JAMA found melatonin supplements varied in content by up to 478% from the label. Magnesium and valerian root, other popular options, show inconsistent results in scientific trials. The gap between marketing claims and evidence-based effects highlights the need for critical evaluation of supplements, rather than reliance on anecdotal benefits. Sleep deprivation affects emotional regulation, linked to amygdala hyperactivity. Functional MRI studies show sleep-deprived individuals exhibit a 60% increase in amygdala reactivity to negative stimuli. This overactivity impacts the prefrontal cortex's regulatory functions, leading to exaggerated emotional responses. chronic deprivation can exacerbate anxiety and stress, impairing day-to-day functioning. The neural pathways involved in emotional regulation become less efficient, demonstrating that sleep affects not just physical, but also emotional energy. The impact is profound, influencing interpersonal interactions and overall mental health. A 2022 study by the University of California, with a sample of 1,000 adults, found that consistent 7-9-hour sleep led to a 28% reduction in risk for metabolic syndrome over 6 years. This reframes sleep as a cornerstone of metabolic health, not just rest. Long-term effects of dysregulated sleep include increased risk for diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. These findings challenge the notion that sleep merely restores energy, highlighting its role in systemic health. Understanding sleep's impact on metabolic pathways reinforces the need for regular, sufficient sleep beyond superficial energy measures.